What's going on, everybody? This is Twigger with another high ELO commentary game. This time I'm actually featuring quite a few players in this game. My main focus is going to be Aphromoo playing on this Twitch with Muffinqt. So, big name bottom lane. But then I also noticed that Scarra is actually on the opposing team playing as Diana in the mid lane. So, really high ELO games. Some very well-known players here. And now I did end up missing the first few minutes of this game, and apparently there was quite a bit of action in the beginning. Anivia ending up picking up a kill, Aphromoo on Twitch picking up 2 kills, and Cho'Gath picking up a kill, and on the enemy team Shen picking up a kill, Lee Sin picking up 3 kills. So I'm really sorry that I did miss the beginning of this game. The featured stream showed it as only being 1 minute and 30 seconds in, which is why I joined it. But then it turned out there was actually 5 minutes in and my computer just hadn't updated. But when I got in here, I saw how many high-name players were in here, and it was even 7.2k gold to 7.1k gold. So really not a huge difference between the teams. So I'm just going to kind of start it here, and hopefully we'll see a very, very good game between these two very high ELO teams. I do love seeing Aphromoo. He's an incredible AD carry and absolutely hilarious. He has a lot of fun playing this game, and I think he actually thoroughly enjoys what he does. And to see him playing on a champion like Twitch, I can only assume that this is going to be a very, very funny game. And the fact that he already has 2 kills. So Aphromoo carry Twitch, ballin'. That's all I can say. So Anivia in the mid against Scarra playing Diana. So Scarra is an incredible mid laner. Look at the damage coming down onto this Lee Sin, but you're fighting a Lee Sin who is 3-1. I can't believe that Anivia actually stayed in there to try to fight Lee Sin. That was not smart in the slightest. So, okay, well, his choice. But it cost him his life. He didn't even have his rebirth up, so I'm very, very surprised to see that he actually stayed in for that one to try to make something happen. So just organizing these character icons. There we go. And now we're all good. So Scarra, if you don't know who he is, he's the mid laner for Team Dignitas. Really, really funny guy. Also loves what he does and is an incredible mid laner. And really knows a lot about the game. I think that's very important to kind of bring up. He's a mid laner who has, I think the only way to say it is that he's really done his research. He knows everybody who plays this game. He knows all the competition that he's going up against. He knows the dynamics of pretty much every champion he could possibly go against. So he's going in onto this Anivia. Not going to manage to kill her, and the knockup from Cho'Gath doesn't manage to land. Kayle having to use his flash after kind of being engaged on by Chris on this Shen, and Lee Sin coming down to try to make something happen. Lee Sin trying to go on to this Kayle. I don't know if this is good. This actually is going to land. What a great Q onto Kayle, managing to take her out. Lee Sin now sitting at 5-1, so he's going to be a very, very scary person to deal with. He did manage to place a ward up here just to get him there that much quicker and catch Kayle. So, very well played on his part. And now, oh boy, and now Anivia died as well, again. So, I'm assuming that there was an ultimate from Shen here. So, there's the Sun onto Scarra. Oh, yeah, I think he's just ulting Scarra just so that way he can get an assist. Oh, but he doesn't even take the assist. He takes the full-blown kill. So, well, Scarra might be a little bit angry on that one, that Shen's taking Scarra's kill, because Scarra is currently sitting at 0-0-3. And with your mid laner, especially on somebody like Diana, you really want those kills. Lee Sin just kind of dancing around blue buff. It is kind of getting to the point where blue buff would be respawning if it took a little bit of time to take blue buff, but of course, while I'm saying that, there is action going down bottom, and of course I'm going to miss it. Why would I see it? So Terry taking a whole ton of damage, but so is Muffinqt. And there's a great flash grab from Muffinqt to catch that Kog'Maw. And now man, Tarek actually managed to stay for long enough for Aphromoo to actually take him out. So really not a very good play on Tarek's part, staying for that long with a Twitch still at pretty decent health. So Lee Sin wasting a lot of time at this blue buff. I don't believe that Oh, there's blue buff finally spawning, so he's taken a lot of time on this blue buff. It's very important against somebody like an Anivia to take the blue buff away from her. It really does cripple her in lane because she is just so mana dependent. But luckily he did manage to get that blue. He was wasting a lot of time standing there at the blue, and if it didn't come up for much longer, that would have been a very bad thing. So it looks like they're going to dive this Kayle, which is not an overly good thing, because Kayle with that ultimate, oh, Shen did manage to miss his taunt, and they missed the Q as well. Look at the damage coming out onto the, oh, what a great rupture from this Cho'Gath, managing to feast that that Shen. And is the Ignite going to tick for enough? One more tick. Great rupture from this Cho'Gath. What an excellent display of his rupture, managing to land 2 clutch Qs. And getting the shutdown bonus on this Lee Sin, so that's a lot of gold going to this Cho'Gath. Getting those feast stacks up. Cho'Gath is a very, very dangerous champion. If you let him get a little bit out of hand, he does a lot of damage, and he's incredibly tanky. So really not the person you want to be giving kills to, because I would take a fed Lee Sin over a fed Cho'Gath any day, because Cho'Gath is so impossibly hard to kill. Anivia taking a lot of damage from Scarra. Scarra just jumping in every opportunity that he can get. Here comes Cho'Gath, missing that Q. Trying to do as much damage to Scarra as he can, but really can't chase and is not going to dive underneath that turret, because they have no idea where any of the remainder of purple team is. Cho'Gath's just going to go and do the remainder of his jungle. Do love that Cho'Gath skin. Looks pretty awesome, and his animations are incredibly cool. So how are Muffinqt and Aphromoo doing down here? Doing pretty darn well. Aphromoo sitting at 68 CS to Kog'Maw's 49. Cho'Gath looks like he's actually going to give Aphromoo this red buff. So a Twitch with red buff. Terrifying. And it looks like they're going to do some damage onto this Lee Sin. Lee Sin's going to try to jump over. So there's the wall. Great stun by Anivia here. There's the knockup by Cho'Gath, but Anivia just getting taken down completely. So this really isn't being played all that well by Anivia. Really kind of overestimating what she can do, and really kind of going aggressive when she shouldn't be, when she doesn't have her rebirth up. So really not overly smart play on her part. And of course, these guys are very high ELO, every single one of them, so I'm certainly not saying that any one of these guys are bad players, but as you can see, even the highest of ELO players do make mistakes, and Anivia is kind of playing a little bit more aggressive than she really can play, especially with a 5-2 Lee Sin. So playing risky against that may not be the smartest decision that she's ever made, and of course it's, as you can see, really not paying off for her. She's sitting at 141, and Anivia only has 48 CS. Oh, that Blitzcrank grab didn't even land, but Shen is down here. Did use his ultimate to get down here to try to sneak into the brush. So kind of an interesting use of the ultimate. Blitzcrank's rocker grab is going to be up in 4 seconds. Great flash and taunt onto Aphromoo. I hate to see Aphromoo go down, but that was an incredible play by Shen. Just the flash taunt, catching Aphromoo completely off guard. Aphromoo didn't have time to even remotely get away from that, and Blitzcrank couldn't even react to it. So great play on Chris's part here on Shen, playing a very, very dangerous Shen at 2-2-4. Is losing out on quite a bit of CS, so he's sitting at 39 CS to Kayle's 56, but Kayle is sitting at 0-4-4, so really not the most fed Kayle I've ever seen. They do have a ward down here in Shen's Tribrush. It was just recently placed, so Shen's going to have a little bit of protection so we can be a little bit more aggressive on this Kayle. I don't really want to be watching this Anivia. It's just been too depressing so far. Scarra is just absolutely dominating him. There's not really much that he can do. He's sitting at 58 CS. Scarra is 87. So Cho'Gath trying to land that silence onto Scarra. Didn't manage to do it. And Scarra is just having a time. Using his Q to kind of scout around a little bit, just to make sure that Cho'Gath isn't just waiting around the corner for him to push up a little bit. And for those of you who also don't know, Scarra is incredible at last hitting. He's had quite a few games where he dominates in the last hitting department. He's a very good technical player. He knows the dynamics of all of his champions that he plays. This is the first time I've actually seen him play Diana, so it's kind of been interesting seeing if he's going to be aggressive on her in the late game, or whether he's going to play a little bit more passive. Diana's a difficult champion to play because kind of like a Kali, but without the ability for invisibility, which gets a Kali away very, very easily. Diana doesn't really have a great escape mechanism. She can slow everybody down, and she can put on a bit of a shield to herself, but when she's in there, and she kind of has to be in there by using her ultimate, she's pretty much in there. She has to really hope that she has her team backing her up. So it's going to be interesting to see how Scarra plays it, whether he's kind of going to be playing her more of an assassin and waiting for the opportune moment to jump in, or whether he's just going to build her a little bit more tanky and just go completely balls deep into the fights and try to pop somebody before he dies. So Anivia finally getting this blue buff, does have the Chalice of Harmony and the Tear of the Goddess. So Anivia is going to have a lot of mana, which is what you need. Anivia having to pop that flash, so really on the ropes here, even with the blue buff. Anivia is just completely being outclassed here. Scarra is just such an elite player, and you're really seeing it here. Somebody like Anivia should really be able to own a Diana, especially in that early game, because you should be able to land your stuns, and when you land your stun, getting that E off on Diana is incredibly easy. 352 movement speed. I don't know if this Anivia is running movement speed quintessences. I do know from personal experience that movement speed on Anivia is absolutely vital. Yes, see, he's panicking quite a bit. Putting up that random wall really didn't do a whole lot. I guess it did manage to protect him a bit, but Scarra wasn't even engaging on him. So you can see that there's quite a bit of kind of panic play coming from this Anivia. He is getting outplayed, and managed to kick the egg back. So Scarra trying to do as much work on the egg as humanly possible. There goes the blue buff from Anivia. Now onto this Lee Sin. They're trying to do as much damage. Diana ends up falling, so bye-bye Scarra. Blitzcrank's pull is going to be up in 6 seconds. Managed to get the knock-up onto that Shen, doing as much as he can. The pull is now up from Blitzcrank, so he's going to wait. Manages to actually pull. Oh, wow, what a great, great play. Manages to pull that Lee Sin back at a max range hook. So 3 for 1 that turned out to be. And the blue buff actually just got transferred. I think it was, up to Kale. So now Kale is certainly going to appreciate that blue buff. You can never really complain about having a blue buff on your champion. It'd be very smart right now for Kale just to completely try to push down this top lane turret. He's going to kind of gather up these minions, pop his Righteous Fury, and then try to take down this turret as quickly as possible. It looks like Aphromoo is trying to take down this top turret. He managed to kill Tarek. I do just want to see how this happened. Tarek got really, really ballsy. I don't know what the heck happened there, but he was in way too deep against a Blitzcrank and a Twitch. And then here comes the Expunge. Oh no, it's just the poison. Didn't even need the Expunge. Just needed the poison to tick on Tarek. So there's another kill for Aphromoo. Aphromoo is now sitting at 6-1-2, so Twitch is absolutely terrifying. He even has 117 CS, so Aphromoo is going to be doing work on this Twitch, sitting with red buff as well. Still has quite a few minutes left on that that red buff. Well, probably about a minute, I would say. So he's going to be one scary rat, I can tell you that much. Cho'Gath, sitting at 3-0-2, has yet to die, and 108 CS as the jungler. So he's doing a very, very good job keeping up in CS. Lee Sin only sitting at 75, so a lot of the gold difference is coming from blue team's ability to out-farm the purple team. Anivia is still losing handily to Scarra's Diana. And Lee Sin once again coming behind this Anivia. I really hope that Anivia saw that Lee Sin Q and does not stay there, because she's going to get towered of. There's the kick from Lee Sin. There's the dash from Scarra right over top of Anivia's wall. Anivia does not have a rebirth up. And there's one dead Anivia. Blitzcrank managing to catch this Tarek. Tarek didn't hit anybody, but now he actually is taking the turret aggro. And there's going to be a dead Lee Sin. And it's Aphromoo who manages to pick him up. I don't know how the hell that happened. But Aphromoo is certainly not complaining. He's now sitting at 7-1-2, so you're never going to complain about getting kind of a free kill. I guess he just kind of got one shot off on him. Did he pop his ultimate? No, he didn't even pop his ultimate, so I don't know how the hell Aphromoo ended up reaching him. But, oh well, Aphromoo took that kill. Not complaining at all. So it's 13-11 for blue team. Oh, here's Diana making a big mistake coming into this. There's a lot of CC coming from Cho'Gath and Blitzcrank. So Scarra is now down, feasted by that Cho'Gath. Kog'Maw needs to get the heck out of here because Aphromoo is still at full health and he is doing a lot of damage right now. The top turret manages to go down from this Kayle, and now Shen is actually engaging onto Kayle here. Kayle trying to do as much damage to Shen as possible. There goes the ultimate from Kayle, but Kayle is not going to be able to escape from this one. Cho'Gath trying to do as much damage as he can from outside of the other side. And so, not actually a bad play from Kayle. Kayle was going to die, took a heck of a lot of damage, but him running away and into turret range actually managed for Taric to get the kill. Cho'Gath taking a lot of damage here. Kog'Maw managing to pick up that kill. Aphromoo on Twitch manages to pick up that Lee Sin as well, though, so pretty even trade. Both of the junglers down. Kayle is down, so it's going to be a 3 versus 4 if something ends up happening, but Shen is going to have to go B and heal up because he is at basically no health. Great pull onto this Taric from Muffinqt. Is this going to be a dead Taric? No, there's the heal, pretty much counteracting that expunge from Twitch. Muffinqt on Blitzcrank just doing work. These two are working so well together. So it looks like purple team is pinging down this dragon. If these two members go back, they're going to just have a free dragon. Yeah, it doesn't even look like blue is going to contest this dragon. So Kayle is coming down, but he's not going to be here in enough time to stop this. Oh, and there's the ultimate onto Kayle. Doing a lot of damage. There's the knockup from Cho'Gath. The invulnerability put onto Kayle here, so great little pickup there, picking up Scarra. Scarra sitting at 2-3-4. So, you know, he's starting to fall a little bit here. And he's allowed Anivia to kind of pick it back up in CS. So 137 for Scarra, but now 108 for Anivia. So what previously was upwards of a 40 CS lead for Scarra is slowly but surely coming back down. We're only sitting at about a 30 CS lead now. And as we all know, Anivia, when you start getting a little bit of AP, it becomes very, very easy for her to just put down her ultimate and clear an entire creep wave in just a matter of seconds. So Kayle coming in, just clearing all these minions. Kayle really does need to get out of here, though, because here comes Lee Sin and Taric. I don't really know how Kayle's going to get out of this one because she does not have her ultimate available. There's the stun and the slow from Lee Sin. Lee Sin is probably going to kick Kayle here, but nope, there's Scarra just to get that ultimate on. And now Cho'Gath is probably going to die here as well. Great knockup hitting a lot of players. There's a stun from Anivia. Blitzcrank actually managed to miss that pull, so that really sucks. That could have been a very dead Scarra. But Blitzcrank's pull is going to be up in another 5 seconds. He's waiting on the opposite side of this wall trying to just pick somebody off. Cho'Gath taking a whole lot of damage from this Kog'Maw. Scarra jumps in onto this Cho'Gath and manages to pick that one up. Great grab onto Scarra and manages to pick it up with the ultimate. Great, great play. Oh my god, Aphromoo actually managing to survive with 30 health. So him just standing way, way out of range, just kind of doing work on the enemy team. This Anivia is going to probably pop a rebirth. She does still have her egg, but with a Kog'Maw and the Lee Sin, yeah, she's not getting away from this one. And Muffinqt and Aphromoo are just going to have to get the hell out of there. There's not a whole lot that they can do against a full health Kog'Maw and a full health Lee Sin. You do not want to go up against that. There are quite a few minions up here in top lane, doing a little bit of damage onto the turret. Lee Sin is just going to come up here and clean it up, though. There's really not going to be too much of a threat on the base turret. Kayle rocking her Bloodthirster already. Already has 12 stacks on it, so Kayle is quite dangerous, even though she is 1-6-6. Not really the best score that you've ever seen, but she does have 160 farm. She does have the most in the game right now, so she is still quite scary and will end up doing quite a bit of damage, but with the build that she's gone, she has quite a bit of sustain, but she is really kind of that glass cannon build. Not very sustaining and does not have a whole lot of tank about her. So here comes Cho'Gath doing quite a bit of damage to this Taric. He does not have his feast up, so it's going to be very difficult to kill him. Can Blitzcrank land a clutch pull here? Knocks him up. Is Shen actually going to manage to get through? So the shield did end up getting through. Taric is going to die from Kayle. And now here's Kayle popping that ultimate, but is probably going to be taken down here. Yes, Lee Sin ends up taking down that Kayle. Anivia Wall trying to block off as much people as she can because her rebirth is not up. Scarra manages to take down Anivia. Cho'Gath actually having to jump over this barrier just so we can escape. Great pull by Blitzcrank, pulling Scarra into the turret range. And that damage is just insane, but Kog'Maw is doing a lot of work onto this Cho'Gath, and Lee Sin manages to take him down. Aphromoo taking so much damage from this Kog'Maw and this Lee Sin, but manages to take down Kog'Maw before he goes down. So you never want to die, but if you're going to die, you might as well take somebody with you. So Aphromoo taking down that Kog'Maw and making sure that his death wasn't in vain. Muffinqt actually surviving that entire engagement. Muffinqt sitting at 2-0-13, so currently unkillable. Making plays happen with this Blitzcrank, and he's not really being punished for it. So as you can see, the blue team was ahead and still is just by 300 gold. But the team fight potential from purple team is really quite enormous, so you really can't rule them out. And there you go, with one turret now puts purple team in the lead in gold. Great grab once again onto this Lee Sin. Good God, Muffinqt is just landing these things 24/7. Shirelia being popped by Blitzcrank, but they're not going to manage to chase Lee Sin down. So still a great move on Blitzcrank. He's just doing work with these pulls, landing some very, very clutch pulls. Aphromoo is now down here just kind of taking the golems, and now he's going to clean up this entire huge wave of creeps. So Aphromoo going for the Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer build. Does have that Vampiric Scepter, so he has a little bit of sustain. And it looks like we're getting some pings for Dragon from the blue team, actually, not from the purple team. Shen is up top. Going to be doing these golems and then probably going to clear this wave and push top a little bit, but blue team doesn't know. Luckily, I am the spectator, so I can see these things. Shen's ultimate is actually not up. It says 25 seconds, so if there was ever a time to engage on somebody, it would be now. Because right now, Shen cannot get to them. He would have to run the entire way down, and by that point, by the time he got there, the fight would probably be over, or at least the key members that you need up will probably be dead. So Aphromoo doing a little bit of damage there to the Taric, making sure that he cannot go back. Shen's ultimate is now up, so that moment is now gone. Because now any fight that they manage to pull here, which Blitzcrank looks like he's going for, pulls that Lee Sin, doing a lot of damage, but here comes the Shen ultimate, exactly what I was talking about previously. Shen's going to jump straight into here, manages to taunt the Kayle. Kayle pops her ultimate, so no damage is going to be going down on her, but Aphromoo is taking so much damage here. Taric is just jumping straight onto him, and Scarra as well. A lot of damage going down. Cho'Gath manages to drop to the Kog'Maw. Great taunt onto Kayle from Shen, and Shen picks that one up. So just a ton of damage coming out of this purple team, and I don't know if they're going to be going for Baron here. It might not actually be a horrible idea because Blitzcrank and Anivia are so very low, and Kog'Maw is still at a lot of health. And Kog'Maw with his W does so much damage to this Baron. As you can see, Baron's health is just dropping so quickly. And with somebody like Shen and Lee Sin, it's not very difficult to tank this Baron while you just have Kog'Maw just pod-shotting it from a distance. So this is very not good now. So when it was 300 gold up for blue team, it's now turned into a 3,000 gold up for purple team. So the tides have really turned, and this dragon has just recently spawned, and now Kog'Maw's just going to go and try to clean this one up. And as you can see, he chunks dragon. So Cho'Gath and Blitzcrank trying to make something happen onto this Lee Sin. Great flash pull. This Muffinqt on Blitzcrank is just landing every clutch pull that he needs to. So I tip my hat to Muffinqt. He is playing an absolutely incredible Blitzcrank. And he does manage to see that ward, so he's even going to take down that ward too. So not only is he making plays happen, but he's also helping his team by taking down these wards, making sure that the purple team has no vision of their jungle. And he's 2-0-15. Like, he has not been killed yet. And so this Oracles is really helping, because they just have not been able to kill him. So he's just holding on to this this Oracles, and really isn't being punished for having it. So can't complain about that. So here's the Shurelya's pop by Blitzcrank. There's the knockup onto Tarek. So much damage being cast onto him. So at this point, it's still quite even. It's only about a 2,000 gold lead for the purple team, but you know, if they manage to take down this turret and maybe one more turret, they have 30 seconds until Tarek is up. So they're going to take down this turret. Now it's only about a 1.5k gold difference. So really this lead is slowly but surely going away. Doesn't manage to grab anybody on that one. But it is currently a 4v5. A lot of the enemy team does still have Baron, but with Muffinqt's clutch pulls and making those plays, Tarek and Lee Sin do not have Baron buff anymore. So it's going to make a big difference later on. Blue team is kind of taking their time trying to get this dragon, but little do they know, Kog'Maw and Diana took that dragon already, and it's not going to be up for another probably 3.5 minutes. So Cho'Gath feasting that big Wraith, trying to make sure that he's as tanky as he possibly can be for the next fight. He currently has 3 stacks of his feast. Needs 3 more to be as tanky as he can from his ultimate. But the problem about having a Kog'Maw on the other team is that the tankier that Cho'Gath gets, well, the more health that he gets especially, the more damage Kog'Maw is going to be doing to him. So the anti-Cho'Gath is somebody like Kog'Maw. Someone who just has that ability to stand far away from him and manage to chunk his health down. So Blitzcrank just ran right by that ward. He's going to come back and take that thing out now. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. There you go. Yeah! Way to go, Muffinqt. So look at the damage going down onto this Lee Sin. Aphromoo is just attacking so damn fast. Great wall onto this Tarek, but Anivia missed the stun. So even knowing full well where he was going, great grab onto Scarra, manages to take him out. Twitch ends up taking that kill. Tarek goes down as well, a double kill for Twitch, but the damage going down from this Kog'Maw is just immense. Big plays coming out of this Kog'Maw here. Big plays. So Aphromoo now just got shut down by Kog'Maw, so a big amount of gold going to Kog'Maw. Really not the person that you want to get that. Looks like Kog'Maw with this this pick is going to go, the pickaxe, it's probably going to go for a last whisper, because there is quite a bit of armor on the enemy team, especially Cho'Gath sitting there with the Frozen Heart and the Aegis of the Legion. They're going to want to take him down as fast as humanly possible. And there goes the inner turret for purple team. And Shen is actually just doing work on this this top inner turret as well. Great grab by Muffinqt. And the taunt does not go through the wall, so this is now a very scary position for Shen and even Lee Sin to be in. They're both very low, and Shen taunting kind of an obscure way. But there's the Shurelya's popped by Blitzcrank. They are going to catch up to Shen. Is Cho'Gath just going to feast? No. Oh wow, great taunt by the Shen. And now Cho'Gath managing to get away. Sorry, Tarek managing to get away, but then ends up getting pulled in by Blitzcrank. And Blitzcrank is going to get the knockup here. Tarek stuns this Blitzcrank, trying to stop the knockup from happening. Blitzcrank just allowing his team to pick up that kill. He really doesn't want it. So Blitzcrank now sitting at 2-0-19. He's just doing so well. So Cho'Gath is now up to 5 stacks. Jeez, this Anivia is just not really holding her weight. So there's a little bit of damage onto the Shen. There's the knockup. A lot of damage going on to Shen. And Aphromoo taking Shen out. So great amount of damage. Great pull onto Scarra. Oh boy, so pops the GA. An incredible pull from Muffinqt. Scarra is going to drop down here. The ultimate being popped right onto Twitch, making sure that he doesn't die. And Kog'Maw actually getting caught out here as well. Unbelievable. So purple team is just kind of throwing away their lead, just allowing blue team to run all over them. And there goes the inhibitor. So now Purple Team is going to have to deal with a whole bunch of super creeps coming into their base. They're trying to take down this this Nexus turret and do as much damage to the enemy base as humanly possible. So there goes the first Nexus turret. There is still another 18 seconds before somebody like Shen comes up. And there goes Tarek again. So one by one these guys are just falling, and Purple Team is just kind of giving up this lead. So they're going to go for the second Nexus turret, but here's Lee Sin, and there's the damage down on Lee Sin, and Lee Sin ends up falling as well. So there goes Kale, but now it's just Shen who's up. So I wouldn't be surprised to say that this is GG, but it very well might not be. But Shen's now in here by himself, manages to take down Twitch, but now is Shen going to drop for this? I really don't know what's going to happen here. So Anivia taking a lot of damage from Scarra, so Anivia ends up going down, and now Blue Team is really on the run here. Cho'Gath has to use his flash just to get out of this one. Double kill for Scarra on Diana, and Shen is just going to run away from this one. So the red buff is up, so Cho'Gath looks like he's trying to steal this one. But no, he's just actually going to run away. Probably not a smart idea to be messing around in the enemy's jungle when you're so low and they're pretty much all up. So the scary thing is that this Baron is now up. So not a very good thing. But it doesn't even look like Purple Team is going for the Baron yet. They really don't want the Baron. They would much rather have an inhibitor down, but they have to go through super creeps to get there, and they do still have a turret that they have to go through, so I really don't think they're going to be able to get it done. So kind of surprising that they chose that option, because they didn't do any damage to the turret, and now they've procrastinated for so long that Baron is not really an option for them right away. So the rest of Blue Team is now up, so kind of interesting. Don't know what I feel about that play. Really don't think it was the right move. I think they should have all just gone straight to Baron, because Kog'Maw takes it down so quickly that they should have just taken Baron while everybody was down, and then just B, and then all push up mid. So they do get that dragon. So not the worst case scenario. They do manage to still get some global gold and and some experience, but they could have had a Baron. So Purple Team just dealing with these super creeps down in the mid lane. Blue Team is taking this time, though, to go and try to take down this Baron. Baron is at half health, so there's the Shen ultimate onto Lee Sin. Kale taken very, very low. The amount of damage going down onto Muffinqt on Blitzcrank manages to take him down. So much damage coming out onto this Blue Team, and there's really nothing the Blue Team can do against this. Anivia ultimate going down to try to slow everybody down, but here are all 5 members just taking down the enemy team. But it looks like Cho'Gath and Kale are trying to just backdoor this. But Tarek and Shen both seem to know exactly what's going on, and now everybody seems to be recalling. So here goes Lee Sin as well, trying to recall here. But Cho'Gath and Kale really want something to happen here. They really want to take down this this Nexus. But there goes Kale. And Cho'Gath's actually going to die too without taking down anybody. So really, really not a good play here. And now Purple Team is just going to transfer right over to Baron. You have a Shen and a Lee Sin who can easily tank this Baron. And Kog'Maw is still sitting pretty healthy. I really don't think that they should be starting this without somebody here, though. Lee Sin is here now, so Lee Sin's going to tank this. So I was going to say, it's not like they can do this just by themselves, because Kog'Maw and Diana are quite squishy themselves. But there we go. So there's Purple Team slaying the Baron Nashor. So not going to say that this is the end of the game, because we've seen this before where Purple Team did get the Baron, and they, Blue Team managed to pick off a couple members and actually made the Baron pretty much null and void. And so I'm not going to say that the Baron is going to be the end-all be-all of this game, but it is certainly going to help Purple Team with the next team fight, because currently they're sitting at about a 7k gold difference. So really, really big difference here. And you can now start seeing it in the items. Anivia did manage to actually pull ahead in CS, so sitting at 193 CS to Scarra's 184, but really doesn't mean a lot when you're sitting at 211.15 compared to Scarra's 6.7.16. So really not going to say that the extra 9 CS is going to make a big difference for Anivia. So Blue Team now realizing that Baron is gone. They managed to take down that ward, though. And as we know, wards are the most important thing in the game. But now it looks like Purple Team is going to try to just push straight down into the mid lane. Shen is going to split push during this time, because Shen does have his ultimate. So Shen can just make his way into any team fight when something actually does get initiated on. So the lucky thing for blue is that they do still have super minions spawning in this middle lane, so it is going to hold off the push by just a little bit more. But the super minions are not going to carry this lane for them. Oh, Blitzcrank just barely missing that pull onto the Taric. That could have been one dead support. That's exactly what blue team kind of needs, is if they can land a great pull and just pick somebody off, then they can actually pull it, because they have a bare Nexus here. They take down this inhibitor and they go straight for the Nexus. If they had all 5 members on the Nexus, the game would be over in about 30 seconds. So if they can get a good pull, take down 1 member and have all 5 up and kind of win a team fight here, then this could be a victory for blue team. But all purple team needs to do is just kind of slowly but surely chunk this turret. So managing to pull Scarra into here, the flash blown by Taric to try to do some damage. Great wall by Anivia, but not actually holding Kog'Maw in, and managing to take a lot of damage onto this Anivia, so really not the best thing that blue team could have asked for there. Cho'Gath using his feast to try to get a little bit more tanky, but great taunt from Shen to get away from that Blitzcrank pull. So Cho'Gath using his feast to try to become as tanky as he possibly can, but the problem about using that right now is that he now doesn't have feast for the fight. So if a fight does happen, great pull onto this Lee Sin, but the ward is right there and he just W's straight over to it. So really no problem for Lee Sin to get away from that whatsoever. And look at the damage coming out from Kog'Maw onto this Cho'Gath. As tanky as this Cho'Gath is, Kog'Maw is still just doing so much damage to him. Oh, and there's a pull onto Scarra, but he does have a Guardian Angel, so it's going to be very, very difficult to take him down. A lot of damage being taken down. The Shen taunt actually manages to hit Anivia. A lot of damage going down on Lee Sin. Lee Sin gets taken out. Shen is so tanky. Great pull onto Taric. They're going to try to take this Taric out. Cho'Gath now does have his feast up. He hasn't used feast yet, so he could definitely use feast onto this Shen. There's the feast to take down Shen. Aphromoo picking that kill up. But look at the damage coming out from this Kog'Maw onto Kayle. Wow, just so much damage. There's the pop-up onto Kog'Maw. There's the Guardian Angel being popped, so hopefully they'll be able to take down this Kog'Maw. A lot of damage going down. There's the Q from Cho'Gath, knocking Kog'Maw up. Kayle baiting down Kog'Maw. So now Diana is the only one left on the blue team, trying her best to get away from this one. Does still have the GA up, so, and there's the dive onto Aphromoo. The GA is now popped. They have to be very, very careful here because Diana can just dive onto somebody. Great pull right onto Diana. Wow, what a play. I can't believe that blue team actually came out on top of that fight. Really, really well done. And that feast came up just in time to manage to take down that Shen. So it looks like blue team's going to go right in, try to take down this inhibitor. And it's only going to be Lee Sin and Taric is going to be alive as well in 1 second. It looks like they're going to go straight for this Nexus. I don't know if they're going to have enough to do this, but look at the damage coming down from this Kayle. This is probably going to be enough to take it down. Trying to do as much damage as I can. Blitzcrank, you got to start hitting it, and there we go. There's the game. Very, very well played by this blue team. Aphromoo and Muffinqt. Muffinqt, I would say the MVP of that team, doing so many clutch pulls to start team fights and to really kind of save his team, especially after that first Baron, making some clutch plays to take Baron buff off of 2 members. So sitting there with Aphromoo and Muffinqt and Scarra on the enemy team, what a great game. Really high ELO and some very, very well-known players in this game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that game, and I will see you guys in the next high ELO commentary. Peace.